All right, how's everybody doing? This is a Tuesday, and I'm gonna do a in the box. This is a mix of some stuff. I'm kind of working on the organizing. Again, I'm kind of having to put some stuff back in here that aren't together with each other, but I thought I'd show some of it while I'm doing it. This is Captain Paragon. Captain Paragon's a character that has been around ever since the 70s. However, he kind of was redone again by AC. And my best friend really liked him when we were in high school. And he started picking up a few of them. And I grabbed maybe one or two. I just, at the time I was getting everything else. So he became a character I really liked because of stuff that he had and I liked. And eventually, Captain Paragon would be teamed with the Sentinels of Justice, as you can see them down here. Again, at the time, I didn't pay attention to who the publisher was. I just knew it was an independent publisher. Here's another Captain Paragon, about to fight the big-headed monster guy. Stardust. She's from, her and Night Vale are from FemForce. I think they both make an appearance, but this is when it becomes officially just Sentinels of Justice. You still find it under Captain Paragon. Battleground at Galaxy's End. Another Captain Paragon. This is when it was just Captain Paragon. And this is, as you see, the FemForce joining in guest starring with Captain Paragon. I learned later that Captain Paragon is married to her, and I'm trying to remember her name now. That I think is his wife. It's another one of those that's been around forever too. And we got a little Captain Marvel, and the Terrible Five is attacking him. Again, there they are. It's not working. He keeps yelling split, and he can't split. It don't make any sense. And there he is again with the Bat. I know the Bat looks like a mix of Batman and Nighthawk at the same time, but 1966. So it's pretty good ways ago when this Captain Marvel made his appearance. Here he is in his giant action issue, 1966 again, June. So he yells split, and each body part shoots off so he can go after the people in which he's trying to get at. And here he's trying to save the kid. April of 1966 on that one. Funny how that says plus a bonus feature featuring Plastic Man. Notice the arm stretching and doing. Is that really Plastic Man? The Terrible Five again. Got him hooked up to it, and he's splitting off with his head, but everything else, in his hand, it looks like, with all the Terrible Five going after him. There's a little bit of Captain Venture. There's only 2 of these books that they actually did. This is the number 1. There is 2 of them. I keep thinking I got the other one. And this one's kind of interesting if you look at it. This is Captain Johnner and the Aliens. It's really under, I think, the Aliens. See the Aliens. But there's actually an older a reprint, and then a Whitman kind of error one. So there's like 3 different ones of this. So it's kind of interesting that way. Now, this next one, I have 4 of them. Now, I've gotten rid of my Captain Victory, even though I still thought it was pretty neat, except for this one is first appearance of Miss Mystic. So I wanted to keep that one as it, so that's because she makes a big appearance in the movie, you know. I'm specking. Captain Glory. If you remember the Topps Kirby, Kirby Universe ones he did, these come with a card. I've got all the cards for them, but these were one-shots, and then there was a 4-part mini-series which combined him and 2 other characters together to fight against, you know, the bad guys from. Now, this next captain is a very underrated one that I really enjoy, but it was a very hit or miss when I was a kid. But Captain Canuck, that's our Canadian superhero here. This is his first summer special. It's a newsstand in that one, so that's kind of harder to get a hold of in those, especially here. So this is one of the ones I wish to complete. I keep just picking them up in the wild as I go, but like I said, eventually I will be forced to try to order them if I have to, if I can't finish it the other way. This is one of the ones I'd like to finish. But if you look, this is number 2. There's Redcoat and Quebec. So they're introducing 2 new characters there to kind of help Captain Canuck. Number 3. Number 6. This is one of my earlier ones that I had. Again, I sold off my original collection, but I always remember my original books that I had. This is one of the ones I did have. I keep thinking I come across it somewhere and just picked it up and thought he was a cool character. Somebody different than, you know, everything else. Number 9. It's got a inside the New Fantasy Saga. It's almost like a D&D running comic in there. Number 10. Beyond the second chapter. So again, they're continuing it. Chapter 3 of it, and again, Captain Canuck number 11. Again, they're continuing in the back of the. I always like Charlton did a lot. Some of the other ones did. Marvel was not big on it at one point unless they were forced to, but I like the concept of getting a secondary story behind the other story. I like the idea of getting those. And number 13 and number 14. So again, I think he's just one of those that's really underrated. Nobody pays attention to him. Alright. Now again, this is just my section of captains. You know, I'm putting together. Captain America kind of has his own box. He's connected to the Avengers stuff, but these I kind of do, you know, like, you know, eventually who do you put ones with, unless I put Captain Marvel with Miss Marvel. But but I kind of got her with all the lady stuff I have to kind of tie in all the female characters. At number 22 of that, I think it goes into Captain Harlock, Death Shadow Rises, and again, that's an animated series. I still got to move this one over to my animated box. That I will do now. Another Captain Glory, which I have two of. I think it's 2 or 3 or whatever it was. Alright, now this is a series I absolutely loved when I was a teenager. It was about the time it hit. This is Captain Carrot and his amazing zoo crew. The concept of it itself was just really fun. I don't like where they tried to push it later and try to, explain it all and do it all and stuff, but to me, I just liked the little neat world they lived in and how they did. Captain Carrot right there. And they had some pretty cool bad guys. It only lasted 20 issues, and then they had a Oz series in which they do, number 7, Little versus Bowser the Barbarian, sort of a Conan of, of this world. I got 2 of those. Again, one a newsstand, one a direct. My goal is to have a whole newsstand run of these, because that would have been what I picked up off the newsstand at the time. And again, there they are moving through time, through their history, which is pretty neat, because they're going up against that guy who travels through time. I hadn't read these in a while, but I did find them to be just fun reads. And you got Pig Iron, Fastback, Ali Catababa, Yankee Doodle Poodle, the duck guy, he's not coming to me. I know that's Pig Iron, which is him there, because that's what he's like before. Rubber Duck, I think is who it is, or something like that. Now, really, yeah, Rubber Duck. I really like this because they actually paired them with the Justice League version, mixed with some oddball characters they threw in, so it kind of gives it that border. At the exact time, the Justice League and the All-Star Squadron were crossing over, and they had this border in the exact same way. And during that time, they actually went to each other's worlds, so you found the Justice League fighting alongside the All-Star Squadron. So that it was per Degaton that had actually taken them out of time. I can't remember who does it here, and if you look over here, you could see this super looking squirrel, but he's not in the lineup. So he's actually on the cover but not put into the lineup, so kind of odd that they didn't have him in there. And this is sort of like a Warwill version on their world. And this is where the Changeling goes over to the world, and of course Gorilla Grodd being there, so he kind of fits in perfectly in that world. Changeling does too, by changing into different characters or different animals. But I've got only one left to get of that, and I'll have that whole run done. It's always one that eludes you for too long. Now these next ones I'm going to do are Atlas. Now if you ever collected any of the Atlas comics, there's some fun stuff. Now they didn't last long. Most of them are 1 to 4 issues long. That's about it. They revamped it most of the time by the second issue, trying to decipher what they wanted to do. This is Tales of Evil, number 1. It's an appearance of a werewolf. I have another one. And another one. Again, the number 1s I'm trying to get more of. Here's the Bog Beast appearance in the Tales of Evil. Again, the artwork's beautiful. Again, they brought over a lot of people. And Tales of Evil featuring Man Monster, number 3. I do believe, I'm trying to remember if that one was it for that one. I think I did just complete that one. Here's number 1 of the Destructor. Beautiful artwork on it. Like I said, another number 1. Number 2 of that series. Number 3. And number 4. Now, I think what they did with him is they amped up his power as it went along, like they were trying to push the, he's got more than we're showing, so you better keep reading kind of mentality. But as a result, 4 was it. But he was the consistent one. He seemed to stay in costume the way he was all the way through. Now, Demon Hunter will eventually become a character owned by Marvel. Demon Slayer. He appeared with the Defenders. But in this one, it's only a one-shot. And it's the Fantastic Origin issue, and it's only that one. So, if you're ever looking for Demon Slayer's first appearance over in Marvel, it's really here. Because this is where he started. Now, this is Morlock 3001. 2001, I'm sorry. I'm sitting there thinking of... I'm trying to remember what it was I was thinking of. The cartoon. But number 1 for this one. Another number 1. And this is a plant-based character. Number 2. And as you see, it really shifted into Morlock 2001 Midnight Men. And the Midnight Men appearance is probably more than what the appearance of Morlock is. I have no idea why as it switched. I do have 2 of them though. Now, that was all there was of those. Now, Target is another one that switches, as you will see. There's number 1. Number 2, now he's putting on a costume. And if you look here, he's just Target. Here he starts going by John Target, Manstalker. So, and number 3, again, that's where they're staying with the idea of the costume and everything else and stuff. And then that was all of those. Now we get into Tiger Man. Tiger Man number 1 and number 2 and number 3. Again, with it, that's as far as it lasted. So, I mean, if you're trying to complete a run with these, it's not hard that way. Number 1 of the Brute. Number 1 of the Brute. Number 1 of the Brute. I do have that full run now. It's just I don't know if it's behind this or what, but now Scorpion, really liked the character, thought it was a cool concept. You will know him again as a Marvel character named Dominic Fortune. He made an appearance in a Marvel team-up or Marvel premiere, but again, they just kind of moved him over and used him, and I think he got used again later on too. Oh, got a Cougar #1 and #2 and #2. Police Action #3. Now this is one I don't see that often because I don't think it wasn't a superhero related title, so I'm not sure it flew as fast as the other did. But they were covering their bases with little love story ones and, you know, like teen related stuff because of Vicky. You have Phoenix #1, another #1, #2, #3, and again, he went from this costume to finally by that point, it's like they thought they needed to put him in a superhero, more driven costume by 4, but by then it had failed as a comic book company. So it didn't really matter if they did or they didn't by that point. Now, all right. This is Thrillerama. It is the Piranha, deadliest creature in the world. That'd be him, about this big brain guy. Again, there's only 3 of these. I have #2 and #3, so I'm still hunting my #1. A little bit of Tower Comics, Thunder Agents. There's Dynamo. Again, love the Thunder Agents. I think they're a great set of characters. I kind of can't believe they haven't been utilized better than what they had been over time. Now, if you collected Charlton back in the day, you would have had your Doomsday +1. John Byrne early work in that way. But I love this. It's very commandy. If you just watch Roger's last video, Metarogs, he actually posted a picture from the Statue of Liberty, so you figure Roger would be somewhere down here under this water if he was there at the time. It looks like it'd be a little warmer though, Roger, so you'll be fine. But this is one of the ones I did pick up in the dime store, the McCroy's in town, because it was one of those Charlton, you know, kind of nobody cared about books at the time. So I've got just, now here's the fun part about this one. It is not my 3rd copy. It is E-Man #9 inside. Somebody had taken and put the wrong cover on the inside of this and basically bagged and boarded it. So I have 2 copies and my Doomsday +1 cover with my E-Man #9. It's good I have both of them. There's #2, #3, #4, #5, #6. Now, you're not seeing doubles, you're actually now seeing repeats, and they reprinted #1 by #7. The the whole last part of this series, which it seems Charlton was just trying to keep it running, they just recolored and turned it into a different one by the time it's done. If you look, you kind of get them side by side. They've changed the Statue of Liberty in the coloring. They've redone some of the coloring on the, atomic structure. It looks like it's around there. Most of this stays similar. It looks a little bit darker in places, but the cities, like the sky is different here. This is straight orange. So again, they've kind of, and again, this is just, Charlton being Charlton, and just went ahead and reprinted their own books. Because again, number 8 is also a reprint, and I think somewhere around here I've got 2 other ones. Now, what's interesting about this one, as I've mentioned before in my videos, there is a number of books in which I bought back from my original collection. Not intentionally. When I originally did it, it just happened to be the guy that I go to now, his shop, Intergalactic Plastic. He bought an entire collection from the guy that bought my collection when I had a sale in 2012. So on here, I make sure to put from my original collection so I know. And this is my sticker I put in there, because that $6 sticker was, when I looked it up back when it was my collection, I would just put little stickers on them to tell me how much the book should, quote, go for. So it kind of gave me an estimation of what my collection could be worth, quote, blah, blah, blah. You know how that works. But however, those stickers are synonymous with me, and it is my handwriting, and they were on the books when I went to go buy them, and it does fit the collection, so I'm a firm believer it's my original books. Now, the last part for those of you who held out, and try to get done in the next couple of minutes. Here is a modern reprint of the beautiful Captain Atom, number 83. This is Blue Beetle's first appearance, but it is in a modern reprint. Here is an original Blue Beetle book. A little backstory on some of the old one there, too. And now this is the old original Blue Beetle. So this is when he was still active before Ted Kord come into place. This is Garrett. I'm trying to remember his first name. He's about to fight the praying mantis. Again, this is the Blue Beetle again from the old original. This is Charlton Bullseye number 7. This is when Captain Atom actually switches to a new costume, and he's back at last. He'd been gone from Charlton for a little while. Now, one of my favorite characters is Thunder Bunny. He's one of those obscure characters I really love. Now, he moved from Charlton after he was in there for just a little while. He moved over to Warp Graphics and some other stuff, but I still think of him as a Charlton character. And this, again, is Blue Beetle's second appearance, I think it is. But again, modern reprint. And then again, this is another modern one from Captain Atom when he made his appearance. This is the Peacemaker, number 1, the modern reprint. Number 2, the modern reprint. Another number 2. And if you look on the back of this one, This is my win from Night Tiger Comics. I won that one from him. And this is the number 3. And I think there's only like 3 or 4 in that series. It's a very short run. But that is it. Just a little over 30 minutes, so hopefully he's able to stay with it, enjoy it. Tell me if you see anything you like, anything you're wanting. Maybe you're trying to find the same stuff I am. But until next time, if I don't make another video, hopefully all y'all will enjoy your Thanksgiving. And God bless, and I will talk to y'all later. All right, have a good one.